Overcommitting, not giving respect to the clear. Here's one coming off the crossbar for Sypical. Sypical's first killer shot's too high. Another shot comes through. How about all three for FaZe, and they're on the board first.
Oh, you look at this. There's a double commit here. Both players miss. First killer hits it off the crossbar. Somebody better send AJ some flowers for saving that play.
So smart on the ball individually and with the passing. But here at the Winter Major, you haven't seen it. Here's a pass across, and there it comes for FaZe, 2 up.
And a great first touch here. You see, Vatira gets demoed, and then AJ taking that hit gave him the shot option and the pass option. You saw Joyo recognizing that, hits it off to the side. Chipping it around the defense, solo play, rebound, will go in. And that effort that you saw, look at the patience from Rise. And you saw first killer wanted to block the shot option, but Rise was able to get it across net.
And that was so smart from Rise, positioning himself on the far side of the ball, making the defender go into the challenge, a challenge he knew he could at worst just stop it in front of the net. And he took it all the way to the wall. Queso getting smart and creative there behind the ball. Now Vatira, he's got an open net, he'll pitch it through, and Queso just like that, able to tie it up.
And no one from FaZe was anywhere to be seen, and AJ tried to be cued off the wall, Corelli. And that first touch is absolutely wall. First killer will tip it, does power through, will stay on the play, gets the demo. Typical double tap, goes for net. I was expecting the shot, or the pass, Corelli, and he goes for the shot.
No, sir, he's going for gold, and with 12 seconds left, look at the angle from Sypical. Joyo didn't even give him the space. He didn't even give him the credit. He didn't think so.
Okay, so the double tap denied. Vatira will need to keep that ball up. He can't, and FaZe Clan will take a contentious game 1.
Wow. And, you know, I think that score was a little bit closer here than I think.
Have some support. But the ball gets away from FaZe. Quick counter. First killer doesn't make the backboard read, and Joyo will put it in.
How did he get that second touch? A huge mistouch on the back wall from first killer, didn't even make it, and Joyo just follows it up. Surely he saw first killer, but a gift off the back wall for Queso, and they're up 1-0.
And this game also started with a bit of a misplay from first killer. Wasn't the most egregious, but then missing that touch. Tough break for FaZe. First killer, I think he's recovered quite well.
Hello first, and AJ, you know he's going to set him up with a great touch here. Gets a piece of Rise just off the hood, and allows first killer to come through. You know he's going to put away the double tap.
AJ, big boom downfield, Rise. That's a center ball, and AJ will score it off the mistouch from Rise.
And that's probably the biggest head scratcher so far here in this series. Rise, he had no help, and I guess he just assumed his teammates would be back, and it was a little bit late for Joyo and Vatira, but still.
18 boost. We'll see what he does with it. Lobs it up to Sypical. A nice pass, double tap ball. No, he goes for the pass. Sypical!
He's a genius.
He'll take the shot when you don't expect it, and just like that, he'll also take the pass.
What a pass from Sypical. That is insane coming off the bottom of his car. FaZe Clan up 3-1.
Queso, he has been spectacular.
I mean, he was even shaking yesterday as well. There were some fair criticisms over him, and now a good demo here as first killer gets Vatira, but Vatira's going to still bounce it in, and Queso, 56 seconds to make the difference.
You see Rise taking out AJ. I don't know if AJ would have been able to even stop that ball looking at his killer. Vatira, happy to let that one float across net. Rise passes to himself. The shot,
there they are.
It's good. Where was FaZe? Rise recognizing a window.
Oh my.
And they left. AJ and first both left at the same time.
And where are they going? They got to protect the net. And
Typical, clearing it out. Vatira over to Joyo. Rise is waiting.
Full boost. Oh my.
The Musty double. Oh,
he got
it. He puts it upper 90 off the Musty pass from Joyo.
What a touch from Joyo, and FaZe Clan deserved that. They gave him too much space, too much time, and in game 2, Queso makes the comeback.
What an ending. Unbelievable from Team K. They're showing it there. However, FaZe, they had some control over that game. Just a few mistakes that gave it away, and now Joyo. Oh, Joyo. I thought someone was going to stop him. Apparently, that's impossible.
Look at this man fly. A little flip reset off the ceiling and a monster flip reset at that. A second touch off the crossbar. Too easy for Joyo. Sypical sitting on the inside of his post. Here comes the shot. Joyo. Now Vatira will take one. Still in the hands of Queso. Another near post shot. Rise will slot it. And Queso up by 2.
Look at this pinpoint placement from Rise. It's a rebound. Joyo called off. That is the sign of good comms as well. Very easily could have been hit across.
They figured their side out. Couple of misplays coming out from them, but since game 2, it's oh my. Well, that's a whiff from Vatira. Sypical's going to get the credit for it, but I guess another mistake coming out from Queso as Vatira doesn't get the read.
And that is a little bit embarrassing.
I was just complimenting them.
Still getting a piece of the ball. AJ downfield, out of boost. Sypical! Sypical picking this ball up off of AJ, making the play.
I mean, watching that one from AJ's POV, who didn't even see Sypical pop out of nowhere right under the ball. And for Joyo, it's so tough to know who's going to get the touch. FaZe Clan able to touch.
FaZe.
This one comes across the box as well. FaZe finding more and more opportunity, even with the Queso attack. First killer bumps one out of the way, and AJ gets some help from the post. FaZe Clan in the lead here with 15 seconds left.
And you can see the smiles from FaZe on this one. AJ going with the ground pitch. First killer able to harass the goalie, and that one first killer. Rise trying to get to this ball, and it doesn't happen. FaZe hold on. They took the lead in those final moments with that bump play, the ground pin.
That too often. As we get things kicked off, game 4, FaZe trying to get through this series, and it's open for AJ. They'll start off the scoring again, 16 seconds in, and FaZe Clan on top.
It's just typical. It's like he's just a bully. He's a bully, Corell. He gets the idea.
One of a couple. Now AJ's caught out with no boost. First killer there to save the day, but this one comes out to Joyo. It's wide open, and it's a tie game just before halftime here in game 4.
And looking at this again, Curly, you'll see after the challenge came in from first killer, AJ, instead of covering net, was so confident that first killer was going to win that 50.
Their side, FaZe just kind of trying to recoup as Queso put on the attack. Here they come again. Joyo's going to beat the last man in AJ. Second touch for Joyo looming. Top shelf for Joyo. Queso into the lead.
This was sweet. High altitude, bar down. Joyo, you can't do it.
Towards the Queso side, and Rise is backflipped. That one could have been on target. A second touch doesn't come. Shot near post is saved away by Vatira.
First killer threatening that double tap. The pressure, too much. Sypical finishing this one off. It started out with first threatening the double. The shot from AJ first, instead of rotating out, recognizes that Sypical's waiting in the middle of the field. And FaZe
to get back to the midfield.
And not only did Joyo get that stop, recover on the backboard, but was also able to transition that into an air dribble and Rise making the most of the breakout. We saw him pass to himself before.
Wow.
And he's done it again.
That's something special. Close to what Sypical did early on.
In the backboard read, taking it into an air dribble, and then getting the follow-up. Giving the breathing room to Queso, and now the 50, Joyo!
Barreling his way through the FaZe Clan defense. And he's just picked up this ball so many times, and he beats the first man so easily. FaZe has to make the save. The first touch is on
the lead. Typical stopped by Rise. Rise. The tap down, and Vatira gonna be diving in, and you can't really blame them. They're seeing FaZe Clan start to stumble a little bit, and that's when you want to let the haymaker go.
When it rains, it pours. And
their footing, Corelli, we saw in this game offensively hitting a different level. Rise was so good. The self-pass, and now we see a 6th goal come in. Vatira able to extend that lead even more, and you know, I think every goal at this point is it's icing on top of the cake, but at the same time, you do want to try to.
Waning seconds. Game 4, we talked about it. FaZe looked great off at the start, but Queso came back into it, and they looked a whole lot better. 6-2 here, and we're going to a game 5.
You see a team bump from Rise. It's starting to get hectic out there on Champions
Joyo!
Field, and Joyo will strike true, getting the first goal of Game 5.
It's dicey on both sides, but Rise with 2 demos opens up the space, and Joyo just sneaks it by AJ. Queso opening up the scoring here first in Game 5.
And you see how devastating that must be for AJ. You even saw the boost trail of the ball turn to orange. AJ flipping right around it, so close to getting the touch.
Man, he's running
and
away.
Joyo will do it quickly off kickoff, chips it around AJ, and then Sipical so far. And now we see Vatira dodging the bump. Rise with the breakaway, open that goal, and Queso are up by 3.
And FaZe really pushing it here on offense. You talked about Queso getting inside the heads of FaZe. You wonder if that's coming into this Game 5, because FaZe, they've been able to scoot the ball into the box a few times. But you see Joyo denying the big clear from AJ. Here comes Vatira. He'll put it through. It's 4-0 Queso.
And you can see the fierceness from Vatira on the cams, getting loud. And that shot, something to be proud of, upside down.
As FaZe, they need something now.
FaZe still getting denied on the goal line, and AJ will punch one in. Still hope. There is still hope. It is a big mountain to climb. 36 seconds, 3 goals. Corelli, I think we will need to see a kickoff strat here. Play after play. Man of the match for me, Corelli.
Oh, yeah.
And Team Queso has made a statement, going the distance against FaZe Clan and getting the win commandingly here in Game 5.
One back for FaZe, but that's all they're gonna get. Queso coming out on top here in Game 5. What a match we just saw. FaZe, they were shaky on defense. Queso didn't have the best start, but once they got into this series after that first game, they looked a lot better.
They certainly did, and we saw the defensive mistakes from both sides. That was a bit uncharacteristic, that we were wondering how that was going to play out. Will Team Queso start to pop off? How will FaZe react? Early on, impressed with FaZe's composure. We saw